final history maker I'd like to introduce you to has been a pillar of the Arizona legal community for decades. Judge Patterson graduated from ASU's second ever law class. In the 50 years since, he went on to be the first Black judge appointed to the Maricopa County Superior Court and the first practicing Black lawyer in Arizona's Attorney General's office. Judge Patterson is a community leader who worked to combat inequalities and poverty, housing, youth programs, and the criminal justice system. Today, I'm excited to share his story and highlight all his meaningful community work.
My name is Cecil Patterson. I'm a retired Arizona Court of Appeals judge, having served a period of time, a decade, on the trial court in Maricopa County. I went into the Air Force, and fortunately, a GI Bill was passed by Congress and signed by the president in the early 1960s, which allowed me to think about graduate school once my time was up in 1968. Then I was in Arizona at Luke Air Force Base, decided to try to go to law school, and I was admitted in the class of 1968, second class at Arizona State University. Graduated in 1971, got admitted to the Arizona State Bar in September of 1971, September 25th, a day I always remember. There were 6 licensed African Americans in Arizona at that time. The landscape was very bleak at that time, very bleak. Initial job was with Maricopa County Legal Services. I had worked for them as a law clerk for 2 years during the summer and sometimes part-time other parts of the year. Left there and went to private practice for a year, and it was an uphill swing. It was really fairly tough. Got out of that and went to work for the Urban League for 18 months in what was called an experimental housing allowance program. And that program actually eventuated into Section 8. Left there in February of 1975 and went to the Maricopa County Public Defender's Office, where I stayed for 5 years trying cases, and from there to Superior Court of Arizona in Maricopa County in April of 1980. Stayed there for 11 years. Left in January of 1991 and went to the Attorney General's office, where I was one of the 3 principal assistants for Attorney General Grant Woods. Stayed there for 4.5 years and went back to the court at the Court of Appeals, from which I retired in 2003. I was the first African American lawyer / judge in every position I had. Every position I had, I was intent upon trying to create a path for future development for African American lawyers. The effort that I've continually been involved in has been to increase the numbers of African American lawyers in the judiciary, and that continues through today. And so we need a presence in all of those places. I can't say that strongly enough, and I can't say it fervently enough. And it's been my purposes for the last 50 some odd years to make sure that we have a presence throughout the legal community. I would like people to remember my time at the bar as one who tried to expand the bar to reflect the entirety of our community.